Yo, yo, yo. Good world. I. Oh, there I am. I was like, where's my camera? No, I had more than just the news background. All right. It's been a rough day, man. I am so burned out. This is not going in well. We got such a big task tonight. So, just to level set, right? What we need to do tonight is we need to take that blog. So, we just learned that that old blog that we were trying to do the test with during a demo earlier, we noticed that like that went back to that really weird configuration where the Sanity Studio is embedded inside the Next.js application. I really hate that setup. Every time I go down that road, I find weird issues. Like I don't know what the weird issue. Oh, JP, what's good? What's good, JP? I don't know what the problem is with that setup, but there's always something wrong with it. So I think tonight what we'll do is we'll take a step back from what we did during the afternoon demo, and we'll connect that new blog that we purchased, that blog template that we purchased. We'll connect that to Vercel, deploy it just so it's in place, and then on a separate instance, we'll set up like a bare bones, brand spanking new Sanity Studio, and then we'll just manually connect them like we did before, right? So I think we got it. Yo, what's good? JP in the building. JP in the building. That's for you, JP. Always good to see some of the homies in the chat. You know, we gotta say what's up. We gotta say what's up. You know, show a little love to the homies in the chat. So yeah, without going into too much crazy discussion, let's just dive in tonight. Hopefully this don't take the full 2-hour stream to pull this off. I really hope it doesn't, but we shall see. We shall see. So what I'll do here, where do we start? So let's get our stage together first. I don't think y'all can see what I'm doing right now. Nah. All right, so no, we won't use this. Actually, I'll leave this open though. So I'm opening my IDE right now, and I'm noticing some old code that might come in handy later. So I'm just gonna leave it, cause who knows, right? We might use it. But yeah, this is my favorite setup here. Yep, so I'm just gonna make a bare bones. We'll do that last. We'll do the studio last. Let's worry about the application first. So I'm gonna go new window here, and this will be the one that you guys will be able to see. Alright, let's transition that in. Alright, so you guys should be able to see that now. It's probably super small. Alright, and what I want to do is I want to open recent. Did I ever download Modern Dev Guy blog? Yes, I did, but is this the right one? No, I think it's this one. I think it's just Modern Dev Guy. I think it's this one. So what is this? This is... yes, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. Alright, this is what I'm looking for. So here, let's do this. I'm gonna make a new directory, because I want to put this Modern Dev Guy folder inside of this new directory, but I want the whole file system to be like, here's what I want. Actually, I can do it from here. Let me just I should have a Git folder in here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this Git folder out to, actually no, what I'll do is I'll make a new folder here, and I'll call this Modern Dev. I'll just call this blog. Let's just call this blog. And then I'm just gonna dump all of these files here inside of blog. Right? So now all of those are in blog, and then I'll make another folder called studio, and this is where my Sanity Studio is gonna live. Right? So now if I do ls-la, I should still have that Git directory here, which means I can push this. Let me make sure I'm on the right branch. Yeah, add code to repository, right? So I can actually push this code up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna head back to the browser. and we are going to get started on the actual project. So, let's see, what are you guys seeing? Can't really see this, can you? Just browse. Right. All right. All right. So now here's the browser, and we need to head over to GitHub, and let's visit our repositories. We're gonna go into that modern dev guide repo. Yep. And I don't know if this is already connected to Vercel or not. I can't remember if we had gotten that far with this. But it's really easy to add it to Vercel. So what I want to do first, though, right, is I want to make another branch. I think we did connect this to Vercel because I slightly remember. Oh, no, 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 we didn't. We didn't add this to Vercel yet. We were just standing up our site, right? So if we head back to the code, and if we do pnpm, actually now we have to cd into blog, and then if we do pnpm dev here, yep, we open port 3000, and it should be that beautiful little blog template that we bought. It's us way ahead of the actual task. All right, not bad. Got some dummy content in here. Everything we need to like get our site situated, right, when the time comes. I was gonna say, is that loading? But yeah, this is a single page app, so the loading icon wasn't there. But if I go to life, I think I get taken to a section front. Yeah, so this is, everything's wired up, everything's ready to go. I think now we just need to actually connect it to Vercel. So let's start there, actually. Now that we know we have our repository in place, I think the smart thing to do is to connect it over to Vercel. So I'm going to head over to our Vercel account. And it looks like we did do it all. Yeah, we did do it. So it is, so this does exist in Vercel land. All right, now let's see if we've actually connected it to Vercel. I don't think so. There would have been a Vercel directory in here somewhere. But no, it's obviously connected to Vercel, so I think we're good. Where are those configurations? Yeah, I was totally thinking that there would have been a like some sort of a config file that actually had all of that data in it. Because I know we didn't put it in, right? Which means that when we did the uh either we did it from Vercel directly, right? Either we were in Vercel and we connected it directly, which we probably did, which is probably how we established this connection. So it's not okay. So it's not connected to our code base, right? It looks like it's just connected to our repository. Um, so maybe that's fine. Maybe that's enough. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But I mean, it's working, right? So actually, let's push in this latest change, right, where we change the format. Uh, we're gonna need to change this too, I think, because right now the directory that we put the hang on, the directory that we set this in, it assumes that it's at the root, right? But we need to now say that our root is actually in the blog directory. How do we do that? That has to be like some kind of setting, right? Environment variables. Uh, maybe at integrations. Get Yeah, that's our prod branch. That's good. Here it is, root directory. So the directory within your project in which your code is located, leave this field empty if your code is not located in a subdirectory. A new deployment is required for your change to take effect. All right, so do I just do blog? I mean, do I just do /blog? I genuinely don't know the answer to this. I'm gonna just say the word blog. Include source files outside of the root directory in the build step. Nah, I don't think we need to. I'm gonna save this. And they say a new deployment. All right, so we're gonna actually do a deployment and see if this worked. So I think I can kick off a. I think I can do a manual deployment. Yeah, create a deployment. Main production. Yep, perfect. Oh, I shouldn't have did this like that. Hang on, can I cancel this? Wait, there's an error anyway. What's my error? Yeah, we need to find out how they expect to see that directory. I hate how they don't tell you exactly how you have to specify this directory name. And I wonder why I can't just use the word error there. I mean the word blog there. What's up, Darren? What's good? What's good, boy? What's good, boy? It's my man's in there. Oh, okay. I know what it is. I know what it is, guys. I'm an idiot. I just told them that the root directory is blog, but I haven't pushed the code there yet. like the code doesn't exist there yet. So we need to actually push all of this stuff that we just changed, which is fine, right? It's just literally moving it all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just at the top of this list, I'm just gonna hit plus on the change button. It's gonna stage everything, and then I'll do a let's make one more. No, I'll just push it in this branch that we're on. It doesn't matter. I haven't deleted the branch yet. So I'll do a git commit. And then for the message, I'll say organizing or I'll say reorganizing code base. All right. And then now we commit all of that, and then we'll just do a git push here. All right. I think that the way I set that up in Vercel is correct, by the way. I think it's going to deploy there. So now that we've done that, we can head back over to our repository. We should see that a new change was made. There it is. Push 13 seconds ago. Yep, we're going to compare that. We know we don't really care what's in here, but let's just make sure that once we do create the PR, that the two directories that we care about, yep, there's blog. And then remember, Studio is there, but it's just an empty directory. Studio's where we're going to install Sanity eventually. All right, so this looks good. I'm going to create the PR. All right, Vercel is kind of doing its thing to check these branches. So right now, technically, we have a preview build that is fair to go, right? I mean, good to go, right? We can actually see that. No, not here. I want to see. I think it's in details, right? Yeah. So it's building this preview environment at this other non-production link. So this link right here would be, you know, something crazy, so that your the external world can't get into it, right? It has to authenticate and all that. But it's just building this deployment. Now, if this is working, that leads me to believe that the that blog change that I did is accurate, right? That makes me think. So I actually think we're good because this would have been throwing an error if it didn't understand how to get into that blog directory correctly. So the deployment completed. Let's see if it. Yep, and there we go, right? So now we've moved our entire Next.js application into the blog directory. Let's go ahead and stand up our Sanity Studio. I don't think we need to keep tinkering with the because the first thing we'll need to do is stand up the Sanity Studio. Then we're going to connect Sanity and our Next.js application. We're going to do it in a really basic way for tonight. It's not going to be like everything, but I think the big takeaway from tonight is that we successfully get. Damn, you know what we should do, guys? We should go through this and finish our content strategy because we totally paid for this blog. Like, it's not something we put together ourselves, so we don't have like a thorough content model for it. So yeah, before we start generating dummy content, we should probably model this out so we can create the content types in our Sanity Studio that we need. Yeah, most likely we'll need to circle back to that. Okay, for now though, let's just install a bare bones, straight, like basic Sanity Studio. Right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Sanity's documentation. I'll look for a template. And we won't do any of these. We won't use any of these. We just want like a very minimal Sanity project. So we'll use the create project app here. And then I'm going to do get started with Sanity. I can never remember how to find this. All right, start from a template. And here we are. We're right back here again. This is so annoying. Because there is a hang on, let's just do this. npm install Sanity Studio. I think it's like Sanity at latest or something like that, but I don't know if that's the full studio. Oh, damn, it was Sanity at latest. This is it though here. This is it. And this is gonna give you like a very bare bones Sanity Studio, which is really all we want for this. From CLI is typically used when you're starting a new project. Yep, to install and run Sanity Studio development server locally, you'll need to have Node. Yep, which we have to initiate. Yeah, here we go. So let's head back over to the IDE, and let's just. Is this the right file? Yeah, here we go. All right. So now let's head back to the directory, and we're gonna go to the studio this time. Okay, so I'm gonna do CD, go back a directory, and go into the studio. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to make it a little bigger. It does look kind of small. But here, I should be able to just run that pnpm create command, which is this. And it should take me through like a setup process. Yep, here we go, right? So I'm already authenticated on one of my blogs, but it doesn't look like I'm authenticated on the right account. Because I don't see Modern Dev Guy blog, but maybe I don't have that project. So I'm going to create a new project. And I'll call it Modern Dev Guy. Should I call it Modern Dev Guy or Modern Dev Guy Blog? I guess it's the blog, right? It's not like the landing site for that guy, so we'll just call it the blog. Oh! Dolomite in the chat, what's good, Brody? I see the hearts getting spammed. I love to see it, man. I appreciate the love. Some of my computer nerd friends dipped in here finally. All right, use the default dataset configuration. Yes, we will. So this is just going to create that production dataset. We'll never need another one. Project output path. Yes, that's correct. All right, and then we're going to start with this movie project schema only because I like the way it formats. I love the way it formats the project. I think I've used blog before, and I think it gives you like a blog. You know what? I'm going to go with blog. And if we don't like it, we can always scrap it and redo it. But I just want to see. I can't remember what this looks like. Oh, yeah, it's the same. It's the same. So you got the schema types, and then you have the static files. It's not done either, right? There's a bunch more stuff that's gonna get installed here, but it looks kind of like your standard setup, so that's not too bad. All right, so now it's giving us some tips here on how to do certain things. We're gonna just run pnpm dev so we can see what they gave us, and then I'll of course commit this code as is. Right, I'm gonna commit this as is. I think that's important because we really want to say that there's a place that, like, if we make a mistake, there's a place that we can revert back to that's like our bare bones from scratch day one studio. If we blow it up, if you know what I mean, if we blow something up. Actually, let's do that now. Let's do that now before we head over to the browser. Let's do that first. So I am going to stage all of these changes, and I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, right? Where I do the commit. So it's going to be git commit, add a message, initial studio upload. No, I'm gonna be a little more human than that. I'll say install Sanity Studio. Alright, and then I'll push that. Alright, and then now let's head back over to the browser. Oh wait, let's go ahead and authenticate this while we're here. This is an authentication requirement for Sanity local development. We're gonna have to whitelist this. There we go. Yep, and then we authenticated through Combo Junkie, which I think I'm gonna use him going forward for the rest of these tasks. But yeah, there's our fake blog, right? We don't have any content, but lightning fast. Good to see it. All right, and then I was going to do one more thing. I was going to go to GitHub and push our code in. This is that other failed build. I don't think we care about that one anymore. This was a successful preview build. All we would have to do is merge this code into main, and we'd be fine. But we have one more change we want to make before we do that. So let's head back over to GitHub. And then we're going to go to our our modern dev guy code base, and your main branch isn't protected. Protect this branch from force pushing or deletion. Yeah, I totally want to do this, but we'll do this at some point, but I really do like the idea. So we are going to wait, what? That's weird. So hang on, let me do something in the code. I didn't think I would have to do that. Yeah, I'm still on the right one. So is it just not merged? Hang on, let me handle the PR first, I guess. We do have this outstanding PR, so now that we have that preview done, right, I think I just need to merge this, which I'm going to do that now. All right, and then I will, so now that that's merged, I think I should see the update here now, but I still don't see it. But that's totally our code. All right, so apparently our code did make it in, but we need to start doing more branch upkeep. That's why usually when I do this stuff, I do it from Jira so I can have like an easy way to track and close and open things, you know? Like keep up with all the different bells and whistles. Anyway, so I think we have our studio code deployed now. And we'll also send this to Sanity, to Vercel when the time comes. We don't need to right now, though. At this point in time, all we're concerned about now is A couple of things. The first thing we want to do is just make sure that our studio works locally. So everything should be saved and updating there. Then after that, what we want to do is we want to connect it to our. We want to connect this, and this looks like it's working to me. This looks fine. Yeah, and it's running in the code base. So yeah, this looks good. So now the next thing to do is to kind of redo the content model. But I think first, while we're here, we might as well connect our Next.js application to Sanity. So how do we do that? That's kind of where we are now. So let's just see if there are any fancy Sanity docs. So let's go to guides. And then I'm just gonna search, right? No, I don't want to share my guide. I do want to search though. There's no search up here. Interesting. Yeah, this is definitely gonna help us out. Yeah, hopefully it starts with the I don't care about the presentation tool right now. I just care about connecting initial configuration maybe. So before integrating the Sanity presentation tool into your Next.js application, it's essential to ensure your environment is up to date and has all the necessary components. This initial setup lays the groundwork for a smooth integration process. So start by updating your Sanity Studio to 3.2 or higher. This update ensures that you have access to the latest features we rely on here. Next.js, ensure that your Next application is running 14 or higher. This update is needed for compatibility and to take advantage, blah, 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 blah. So that's this command here. Your environment up to date, proceed to install necessary packages. Use the following commands in your terminal to install these packages. So I think these are getting installed inside the Next.js application. But the first thing I want to do is let's make sure that we're adhering to these minimum requirements, right? So let's start with Sanity. Is our studio up to date? We can look at the package here, and our Sanity is 3.4. They want us to be 3.2 or higher, so we're good there. Next.js is in the blog. Let's make sure that that package is what it needs to be. Not there, but that's going to be package.json. And next is 13.4, and we need 14 or higher. So how do we update that? That's interesting that this isn't up to date. But oh, remember we stole this theme from somewhere else. So so that's also fun. I think it's easy to update though. Let me find out. Update Next.js version. And I think the unfortunate thing about this Next.js application that we borrowed, if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't use the app router. Yeah, see, this still uses the pages directory, but you have the kind of index. And this is a really dated setup. I'm a little salty that I didn't confirm that before I grabbed it. It was only like $20 or something like that, but it totally makes me want to explore a new uh yeah, like I'm seriously considering like going back and getting a later version. I'm gonna try this out. This is like a hey, if you want to upgrade from here, this is what you need to do. I'm gonna test this out. Uh Assuming that it just will work out of the box. But I mean, if it doesn't, that's fine. I'll go back, but hopefully this all works. So there we go. We have Next.js now at 14.2.3, and we have the ESLint update as well. Let's go back to the docs and see what they want us to do next. Oh, I could have did that with a different command. I like that. It's probably just going to say we have the latest right now. PNPM has ported themselves back to npm so nicely. You can run basically any npm command with, instead of using npm, you use pnpm, and somehow they're like backward compatible. It's nuts. All right, so I think we're good there. Oh, we're done. That was all right. Now we just need to see if it works still. So let's do p npm. Oh, I was in the wrong directory too, guys. This needs to be blog. We need to do that same command from the blog directory. Let's see if this causes any issues. All right, issues with peer dependencies found. So we'll need to address these, I believe. What? Unmet peer ESLint 8 something or another found 8.45. So do we like fix that? Issues with peer. Let me just see what the web says to do about these. I don't know if we actually need to update it aggressively. We probably can just run a whoa, what is that? Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. There's some web stuff. I don't think we need to do all this though. I honestly think we'd be fine just updating ESLint. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. So if I just do a pnpm up, I think I could just do a pnpm u, which is update, or a up, I think it is. Yeah, it's up, and then ESLint. I don't know if it's that simple. All right, let me just do that exactly. Yeah, there we go. So now we should have our dependencies addressed. And because we're using the latest version of that Sanity Studio, I don't think we need to do anything on that front. I think that's just going to work out of the box. This is what I've been concerned about, though, that maybe for some reason our studio, not our studio, but our actual blog experience, because it uses Tailwind and a lot of other things that we don't control, maybe it just won't work out of the box. But it does. Let's make sure the features still work. There's dark mode. There's our search bar. Let's see if we can make one of these do something. Yes, they do still work. So I think we're good. I think we're good with the upgrade. So there's that. Now going back to the integration documentation. So now we have the latest Sanity, the latest Next.js, and installing required packages. With your environment up to date, proceed to install necessary package. Use the following commands in your terminal. Okay, so this is the one that I wasn't sure where to put. Like, I imagine these have to go on the Next.js application, though. So that's where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to head back to the IDE. We'll go into the... Wait, I just got a whole bunch of compilation errors. Yeah, so these are basically saying that my code base is not as modern as the, my Next.js application is not as modern as the code base because we just made all those upgrades. So that's going to be a pain in the butt at some point. I think that's going to be something that we have to talk to some of the geniuses that we know and just see what wow, it's saying that's deprecated, huh? That's interesting. I wonder why their documentation specifically tells us to grab that. Let's see what they say in the... They should tell us why this is deprecated. Migrate to this instead. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove... Yeah, I'm going to remove that other one. Okay, I'm going to remove the overlays. So I'm going to do... what is it? PNPM... I actually don't know. Is it just uninstall? It might just be PNPM uninstall Yeah, it worked. So we just uninstalled that package, and instead we're going to do pnpm install. I think it's just pnpm I as well. And there we go. Visual editing is the name of the package. Yep, and that installed successfully. So now we can head back over to the browser and check out the rest of the upgrade process. What time is it? Oh, 7:30. We still got plenty of time. All right, set up loaders. Loaders provide a unified method for loading data from Sanity's content lake, ensuring consistency across different states, prod, deploy, rendering modes. They are key to implementing visual editing capabilities, real-time previews. Yep, in this section, we'll delve into setting up loaders and explore their practical applications, setting Office loaders tailored various frameworks, ensuring capabilities. For this guide, we'll focus on using the React loader. However, the techniques discussed, that they refer to documentation for guidance on your specific framework. Okay. Updating Sanity client with Stega support. Stega! I don't know why that's the first thing that comes to mind. The Sonic the Hedgehog Sega theme song, but yeah, that's, don't judge me. As one of my good friends would say, judge your mammy. Alright. Bear with me. Alright, so you're currently using Sanity Client or Next Sanity, you'll need to switch to Sanity Client Stega. This updated client includes support for Stega, which is essential for the presentation tools, interactive, and visual features. The upgrade process is straightforward. In most cases, all you need to do is update your import statement and configure Stega options. How you update client configurations should look. Okay, so we need to create a client TS file, which I believe our code base already has one. So let's get rid of all of this stuff for now. I think we need that. Let's head back over to the IDE. All right, and then in here somewhere, there should be a, wait. Oh no, we don't have Next Sanity. We never did that part. Yeah, hang on. I think I just need to I need to do the initial setup first. So let me say connect Sanity with Next.js. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Let's just do this one first. What you need to know: install the Next Sanity toolkit. Right. So this is the one that that we need to grab. We need to install this Next Sanity toolkit. Oh, and it's so simple. Yeah, it's so simple. Yeah, it's so simple. So here, I'm gonna just come here to the IDE, which is where I am, I think. And then I'll do pnpm I Next Sanity inside of the blog instance. And I believe this is gonna walk me through some authentication stuff too. So it should create all of those different Sanity files that I need, if I'm not mistaken. It's I guess not. I thought it was gonna walk me through some stuff, but it didn't. Add the Next Sanity dependency. Yep, they're doing this in Code Sandbox, but it's basically the same as if we're running it ourselves. So start by importing the create client function from Next Sanity. So inside of our index.js file. Oh, this is a sample. This is an example. So I guess now that we have that in place, it's done? No way. I don't believe it. Get started, whatever. That's the repository. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to use this, because I would like to see the code. But hang on, so where do we put all of our credentials and stuff? They're doing their client in a really weird way, but that's not how I want to do ours. There has to be. Let me see if Next.js has one. They have some really good documentation. So let me say connect Sanity with Next.js, and let me see if Next.js actually has something. Well, this isn't Next.js, but this is another tutorial. All right, this is it. This is it. This is it. This looks familiar. All right, this is it. So I think we were really close. So let me make sure I have this package. I don't know if I installed it. Man, you guys are once again looking at my IDE while I was just researching really valuable stuff on the browser. But all right, it's saying to install Sanity Client and Grok. I think we already have Sanity Client, but maybe not. If we don't, we have it now, right? Yeah, so we did already have it. It was already up to date, but we didn't have Grok. So Grok is a package that you'll use inside of your Next.js application to run Grok queries. It's like a really straightforward feature. So now we're going to create this client.js file. Why is it .js? No, it's definitely going to be client.ts. I don't know why they say that. But we're going to make a Sanity directory in here. I think that kind of keeps everything organized. So I'm going to make a new folder. As a matter of fact, though, before we get in too deep, I'm going to commit the changes that we've just done. Right? And then after this, I'm going to make a new branch. Let me do git branch. Yeah, so we need to go make a new branch now. So I'm going to head back to the browser. Let me go back in studio mode. Like this was a little easier to follow. Let's go back to the browser. Let's open up our repository again, which is here. We're going to go to the main branch. And then in here, we only have one branch, right? Which is our main branch. But we want to make a new branch. There we go. And new branch. And this one's going to be called Connect Next JS app to Sanity Studio. And I actually want to make this a little more branch like, but I won't do it here. But normally they're separated by dashes, but since this is just literally the this is us like doing the baseline settings. Like once we start contributing this in the traditional development fashion, we'll be a little more thorough with how we create branches and how we manage the code. Where's my branch? Alright, it looks like I did not set my branch up. I could have sworn I did. Yeah. That's weird. Normally it would just pop up in here. What? That is really weird. Why are so many things going wrong right now? Like, am I just not allowed to see branches? Like, you can clearly see we have 2 branches, but for some reason, I'm only seeing the main branch here. I probably should have just connected this to, there it is. It just took a hell of a long time to get here. That was insane. Alright, so let's do go back to the code base, do a git fetch. Alright, now that branch is something we have access to, so I'm going to get check out the branch. Alright, we are now on that branch. If we do get branch here, see, connect Next.js to Sanity. So, this isn't done yet, right? So let's actually finish the process. So now that we have the tools that we need, I think the next thing to do is to create that Sanity directory. And then in here, do a client.ts file. And in here, go grab the docs. You guys can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm on the web grabbing these here. All right, and then this is deprecated, right? Yeah, deprecated this, and then they use the named export create client instead. Okay, so we actually did this before in the past. Let me see what they're talking about. So I actually want to just grab both of these. I think these are really helpful. And where are my environment variables stored? There we go, env.local. Gotcha. All right, so what we're gonna do is inside of this directory, we're gonna create a environment.local file. So it's gonna sit just up here somewhere. So we'll just go in blog, new file, env.local. Right, and then I'm gonna just stick these 3 variables in here for now, but I'll actually swap them out with what belongs in here. So let me go back to the browser and grab that information from our studio. So if we scroll back to the top, go to our, I think you just click on that. Modern Dev Guy blog. There's our project ID. Production is always our thingamajig, but we now need the Sanity API read token. So we are going to go to API, add an API token. We'll call this, Sanity API read token for Modern Dev Guy blog. Yeah, that's fine. And then that'll just be a viewer. Or is it an editor? No, it's just a read token, so it should just be viewer. Yep. Let's go ahead and copy that. I'm going to probably leave that open for now. I've had issues in the past where I kept deleting that by accident. Alright, so we are wired up there correctly, and now everything else should just work. If I'm not mistaken, the way this works is once I pull these 2 files over, everything else should just work. So we're going to grab client. I think I'm going to grab all of these because they're all dynamic. Yeah, they're all reading that environment thing. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. I know this is crazy, but I'm pretty sure this is going to work. You know what I'll do, though, is I'll just say, yeah, no, let's grab the whole thing. I'm going to copy this folder. And here, I'm actually going to delete this permanently. And inside of blog, I'll just paste. So now we have our Sanity directory here. And everything should be wired up as expected. What's going on there? Why is that not? At Sanity client Stega. Oh, this is I have some what's it called? In your config file where you can aliases. I have some aliases that I need to replicate if I'm going to do it this way. And I don't know if I need to do it this way, at least not to start. Yeah, I don't even think this has one of those files. Oh, damn, this doesn't even have a tsconfig file. How did I settle on this really bad template? It's just not fun to use. Alright, so what we'll say is we'll see if we can just do Sanity client Stega. Not from here though, right? We'd have to do // Alright, so it's just 2 // // that should resolve that error, and then this is what we're really saying. Oh, this was legit. This was actually at client Stega. Create clients deprecated. The declaration was marked. So what do we actually need to use? Use import. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah. I could have sworn online they just told me to use Stega, but I guess those are dated instructions. That's hilarious. They're going back on their own. They're going back on their own word there. They're saying, "Hey, use this. No, use this. No, use this." .env is in here, but what's this complaining about? Assign object to a variable before exporting as a mod. So should I say something like maybe, wait, no, that should work. Why is that being complained about? Yeah, I don't understand this warning. I think that's just one of my strict... I think I can just get rid of that use strict statement and clean this up. In what options? Oh, ESLint, the ESLint plugin. So how do I get to those settings? I am not entirely sure. No, I need the ESLint plugin. I think I can get. Nope. What is it? Control P. ESLint, maybe. I suck at this. I mean, this is my guess, is that it would be in this RC file. Well, not there, but maybe here? Here are some rules. Um, no, mine is definitely ESLint, though. I really want to fix that. Man, I'm gonna have to get one of my, I hate things like this because they're annoyances that are probably not really important to fix, but then the developer in me doesn't want to let them sit around. So I know that's a problem that's going to come back to haunt me, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. It's not breaking anything. It's just causing a warning for now. But I will fix that. I will fix that eventually. I hate the way that looks. Uh, so it looks like I'm doing the same thing in client that I am in config. But I also have a studio URL in client. But in config, I don't. So I'm starting to think this is wrong then. I'm pretty sure Stega is supposed to be stage, but they called it Stega. Enabled false. Studio URL is provided, but it really shouldn't be. I think config is the thing that we're going to be using. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm not going to get rid of that. I'm just going to see what the other ones are using. So env, this is just a bunch of variables that we're pulling out. Store, so this is an interesting pattern, right? We were using the, I'm going to delete this file. I don't want to start from this starting point. That's going to be a little difficult to wrap our heads around, so I'm going to kill that. I'm also going to kill queries, I think. It was just our way of managing things in that other project. And I may even delete store. There's no reason to delete this one. Alright, so that gives us those. And we were using client, not config, so I think I'm going to get rid of config. I don't see us doing anything with config. Unless one of these are like using config for something else. But that's using client. Yeah, they're all using client. There's a paint unique value. I can't remember what this was for, but this was doing something. This was helping with something. I can't remember what it was. And yeah, I am using token, it looks like. So maybe this just isn't necessary anymore. Let me go to the, damn, was I on the browser again? This is gonna be like the worst stream ever. I feel like it's just not the impact. Hang on. So where do I? Yeah, here we go. So next config JS. Here we go. We have to enable the taint experimental object. I'm getting blown up. So where was that? Next config.js. Hey, it is enabled. I wonder why that's throwing an error then. Oh, next Babel? Do I need that? Wait, I might be in the wrong app, sorry. Yeah, totally in the wrong app. That's the right app. There it is, yeah. So this is where I would need to do it. And I just need it inside of the, where to put it, module exports. equals next config, and next config is an object. So yeah, I just need to add this guy. Alright, I don't know why this is erroring out. Cannot find module next babel. Let me just enable that. Wait, what? Permission denied. What? Something is, I don't know what's going on with my, hang on, let me shut this down and open it back up. I think I've installed too many things. I don't know what that was about. Like everything was falling apart. What is happening? Wait. How did I all of a sudden lose? Okay, unless I'm getting hacked, which I mean I wouldn't be super shocked. But it's like I don't have authentication anymore to my account. Alright, you know what I'll do? Hang on, let's do get config. Yeah, no, I'm totally authenticated through. Yeah, I have no idea why this is all of a sudden happening. Like, why wouldn't I be able to install Babel? No, not that one. Let's go into the blog package.json. Yeah, this is gonna be such a challenge. Like I wonder, can I actually commit the code here? So that worked, but can I push it? What the hell is going on? Yep, that worked like a charm. Let's go ahead and get those changes added. And I'm just going through the at this point I'm just going through the workflow. I'm really just gonna merge this. I don't care for that preview environment to finish. I just want to get main up to date. So now this is up to date with main, but I'm not going to delete that branch just yet. I'm going to use that, right? Actually, no, I will delete it, right? I'll delete it. And then what I'll do is I'll make another branch. And this will be authenticate blog to call Sanity Studio, right? And then we saw how long this took last time to actually create, so that's how long it should take. This is just really getting ridiculous how bad I'm getting at swapping these screens right now. I'm so glad nobody's watching. So yeah, I was in the browser just trying to flip-flop between the two. That's how you know I haven't been streaming enough. Like when I was streaming 5 days a week, I had gotten to the point where I was so good at swapping between the windows. But when you're working on like troubleshooting an actual problem in real time, it's so easy to get lost in your head that you stop even contributing back to the screen. You know what I mean? Like it's so frustrating. All right, so I'll go back to the IDE now. Let's go ahead and transition out. And this time I did it correctly. And then I'll do a git fetch here so I can get access to that new blog that we just created. And then I'll just do a checkout of that. So I got to head back over to the browser, copy that branch name. Now we can go back to the IDE, paste. All right, so now we are on that branch. So I think the first thing to just test is whether or not we are connected to our studio. So I'm going to go back to the browser. We were following along a tutorial, but I wanted to follow a more simple, just a straight up connect your, code base to Sanity. And I think now we are at a place where we can actually test this create content function. So what I'm going to do, and they do have the pages directory for this. I'm going to switch to app eventually. But I think for now, since we have a pages directory and an index dot, and I hate how they keep everything in a JS file here. This is so dated in my opinion. And I'm not going to worry about this current homepage because remember, we'll be, oh, hell no, dude. They're still using get static props. The app router simplifies all of this so much, dude. So much. And that's not to say we can't still use this theme. But do we want to use this theme, right? That's the real question. Ugh. I had another theme that was so badass. It was definitely Node, it was the latest Next.js. This is like anyone that sees this knows why I'm getting frustrated with this. Like this is like native React, and Next.js has a layer on top of all of this get static props and stuff like that where you can just call your, let's call it your index file, right? You can just call that and it already has all of that wired up. All you do is export the function and it passes all of your props for you. You don't have to do anything else. And I feel like that's so powerful to get that kind of starting point. Whereas pages, it's fine, but just you lose so much of that other stuff. And then we're gonna have to go learn what all of this stuff is too. Like that's we're not getting that out of the box. There's a bunch of linting errors that I'm getting as well because of this Babel. Cannot find module next Babel. Like that, I don't know what that means. Like, is that saying that we need a Babel version of Next.js? Let's go to the browser, guys. see what they're complaining about. Create file called Babel RC in your root directory and add this code, and then ESLint replace existing code. Next Babel. Do I have a Babel RC? Wait, did I have one in the other project? I don't think so. Unless it was added behind my back. And you know, someone's betrayed me. Yeah, I don't see a hidden Babel. Yeah, I definitely didn't have one there either. So, I mean, I guess the other question is, like, should I have had that extend? So what I'll do then is in my, yeah, I'll just do this one. Right, so let's actually see if we can add this line to our ESLint RC. Go back to the IDE. And then inside of our, I'm not gonna add that there, inside of the ESLint.rc, yeah, here it is. There it is. There it is. All right, and then we were seeing the error in index before, but it's gone now. Perfect. So now if we go over to our, where are we seeing it? In our environment.ts. No, it was in our store. Okay. Here it is. It was in here. Yep, it's gone. So that Babel error is now gone thanks to the internet. We just needed next Babel here in our extends clause. All right, so the next thing we need to fix is it looks like we're getting an error in our token file, right? Because this guy isn't allowing us to import, and it's because Module React has no exported member that, right? So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is just something that the internet has also solved. So let's go back to the browser. To reproduce, do all of this. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, so... Okay, so I just need to get rid of the experimental portion. I don't think it's experimental anymore. But we'll see in a second if that actually works. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, that is such a weird error. I mean, I definitely have React, right? That comes out of the box with... So here, let's do this. Let's go back to that and just see what the right way to do this is. Under construction, this API is experimental and is not available in a stable version of React. You can try it by upgrading React packages to the most recent experimental version. And yeah, it's taint unique value, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how. But it's saying that. This has something to do with the. I know this has something to do with that experimental React package. Yeah, and it is, I am in a server component, so that should work, but I honestly think I have to do this. I think this was the fix, but experimental React, it also means that you're subject to, you know, getting bugs and stuff like that. Look at that. Look at all of that craziness that I just got hit with. And it still didn't get rid of the error. So stupid. Alright, I'm gonna uninstall that. Can I just undo my package.json chain? Like this, I think this should have just updated. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, and now they gave me this bullshit. I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna just go back to 18.3.1. So what we'll do is we'll just undo this change, and then we'll do npm install. That should put 18.3.1 back in place and get rid of all of these unmet dependencies. Yep, there we go. All right, so again, another thing that I just won't worry about for now, which I really do want to worry about it, but you know, can't fix everything. Although I do remember solving this before. My Next.js application, and it has something to do with configurations, though. I remember that too. There were experimental things that I had to define in this file, which I obviously have the taint variable. That should be fine. We'll get back to that. For now, I think what we want to focus on now is we want to see how exactly we need to pass in. So we're back in the browser. Let's see exactly how to make this work. Yeah, so what we have right now is more similar to this setup anyway, this documentation setup. So I'm going to head back over to our file, which is the index.js. And what I'll do is I'll make a clone of this under pages, paste it. And then we're going to call the copy. Well, this will be our main. So this will be like the old one, right? So index copy will be the original, say. And then we'll just add this here. So now this should work out of the box now. This should just work out of the box. Now we're not doing anything with the client yet. All they're having us do is just confirm that you are able to hit this page successfully in your application. So we are gonna run pnpm dev on the fog. You guys should see the browser pop up here in a second. Yep, there we go. So this is like no data to show. This is just that starting point. So moving along in the documentation, if you move the comments around the objects in pets array, you'll see how the data is rendered. So we can now get rid of this. Well, but all right. Now, if we refresh this, we should actually get a pet. There we go. So we actually get the output that we would expect if we go back to the IDE. See here, all they're doing is stringifying that JSON and spitting it to the screen. So if we didn't have any pets, then it would have just shown this, which we saw before, right? But since we do have pets, we're seeing the JSON output. So now they're saying, we wanted you to see the JSON output. Now you're able to move on to connecting your Sanity application. So we are basically here now. This is where we are now. And we're going to do create client, but remember, we already have a client to use. I don't think we need to do that. I don't think we need to do this part. I mean, maybe we do, but I think we're already doing that in client.ts. So really all we need to do is import this client, right? So let's go back to index.js. So yeah, if you look at client TS, we have everything we need. Here's the create client. So we just need this client. So we're exporting it here. Let's import it here. Instead of importing create client, we'll import client. And the way we have it set up, we will have to import it as a individual resource. And then we're going to import that from... so where are we? Yeah, we're in app. So this is where Sanity lives at this level. So it's going to be Sanity slash lib, slash client. That's where we want it. All right, so I think that threw a 500 for some reason. Let's find out. Missing environment variable, blah, 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 data set. So did I not add that? So it could be something wrong with the placement. Let's do this. Let's actually spit out. I don't know why that's not working. That usually works. Let's just log this out and see what it's spitting back. So I'm gonna close that, and then I'll just do console.log of this. So that I just saw that spit out undefined, right? So that means that, yeah, what is this? You know what? I feel like we have this set up in a weird way. Like somewhere in our configuration, we need to tell it to look at this file for the configuration details. And oh man, this is really showing. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. Hang on. I see what I did wrong. In the IDE, I think I misspelled the environment.local file. Yeah, it's supposed to be .env. There we go. Now you can even see the color snapped in and everything. So now if we... It still shows undefined. Maybe we have to rebuild the app. After this compiles successfully, I believe we'll see the console log. Yeah, this is hilarious. Alright, and it's still undefined. Oh, wait, I don't know if I have this defined. I don't think I have that defined. In fact, I think I do have it defined, but it's inside of my sanity. Yeah, hang on. Let me go grab where I had it. Oh, so it should be getting it from env.ts. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, oh, so this is undefined because it's undefined because I haven't defined it. If I wanted to, I could just do this, which I should actually. No reason to fall back on that. So let's go into our env.local, and we are going to be responsible and actually set this version number directly instead of leaning on the. We had like some fallback logic in there first. Actually, let's go in env and get rid of any of the or clauses. So that was the only one. That was the only one. But now we can see we are able to read that file now, so we should be good on connecting to this client as well. So now if we get rid of this and comment that out, yeah, no more errors, right? So we can continue following the docs. So they want us to just add this client, which we've done. And now that we're importing the client directly, we should be able to do this. Right? So start by replacing this with whatever we want, right? So I'm going to replace pets with the array value for pets with the, yeah, so instead of const pets equals this hard-coded thing here, let me go back to the IDE. Instead of pets equaling this, right, I'm actually going to say pets is equal to my client, and then in here, instead of pet, I think the studio that we have right now has a post. I think we did blog. So if we had a post in here, let me go into the Sanity Studio. Well, so if we were to open the studio, all right, and then npm dev here, we can get our actual Sanity Studio to load, and then we can see what's in. Yeah, so we have posts, right? And we don't have any. Let's just add one so we can just see if we at least get one record back. So always start with hello world. Get a slug in there. We don't have any authors either in the database, so I'm not gonna do anything with that. We don't. I guess we can. All right, that's gonna take a second. Done. All right, we'll say published at ever. Body. This is our portable text. Hello world. This is some portable text. All right, that's crazy that tonight we planned on doing a totally different thing, and just simply connecting back to Sanity is taking this long. Like, it's ridiculous. But all right, we are officially connected, right? This is definitely our content that we just tried to post. So we're done. All right, we can actually push this up to. This is not good though, guys. Like what we're seeing right now is not the way I want to do this. This is like a really old ass way. And I'm not gonna say it's that old. It's not even that old. It's like maybe a year old. I don't even know if it's that old. But this new app router approach, when I say it made my life a million times easier when I did it before, like, man, I hate to say it, but it's totally worth redoing this blog side of things before we get in too deep. Like redoing this application so that instead of it being the old page router, it's the app router. And that's not hard to do. We just won't be able to like steal someone else's template. And I say steal even though we purchased it. But yeah, we won't be able to like buy someone else's template and do what we did. It just won't work that way. But we can kind of see the starting point, right? So this is just not gonna, in my opinion, it's not gonna be maintainable. It's not really gonna. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be maintainable. Just most people that are trying to figure out Next.js, the expectation is that they have the new app router in place. So if I'm going to be showing this flavor of Next.js, I feel like it'll be doing a disservice to most of the people that'll be tuning into these streams, right? So let's spend the next 30 minutes doing something I hate to do. But wait, let's think about this. before we go into theming, I wonder if we should at least start with a content model exercise. So we can say, based on the template that we know we'll be using, or at least the starting point, right? Because there's no reason that we can't still use this template with the new app model approach. Like, there's absolutely no reason that we can't do that. And what I really do like about this template, what's clever about this template, is they understand that you're most likely gonna use another method or another approach at getting data. So right now they are just using like the file system, but obviously we're gonna swap this out, and we don't have to do much, right? All we have to do is swap out the mechanism to retrieve data and then massage that data so that when it comes to this return statement, you're actually getting the expected output. And where do we find that output? The expected output, I believe it's in content author, and then you can pick any author, right? So this is the expected output. We have a title, we have an image, and then everything's delimited by these. Yeah, this is awful. This is so bad. What was I thinking, guys? But it looks like that's how they're reading it from this file here. I mean, from this, they're reading it from these MD files, but I guess that's the interesting thing about their approach, is that they run get authors against this file directory, and then they join this. Oh, so this is just a path so that they can grab the data. Matter. Yeah, so this is how they're parsing the font from that file. Content, author, and then, yeah, whatever the file name is. It's just such a weird way to do this, in my opinion. Like, I can't say I've ever seen this done this way. But I mean, to each his own. Everyone likes to kind of handle things differently. Like I said, I do like the fact that this kind of sets you up for this, right? Like, if the idea is to eventually, how do I keep getting out of that? The idea is to eventually return this, right? Where you have author front matter, get matter file. Oh, is this a thing? Yo, is this a thing where... Wait, what? Hang on. Now I gotta see if this is a real thing. I'm guessing this is like a... Yeah, I think this has something to do... I don't know really, guys, but it feels like, to me, this is a... like a library of some sort that folks use to... Yeah, it's called Gray Matter. Yeah, let's actually learn a little bit about gray matter. Yeah, parse front matter from a string or a file, fast, reliable, whatever. Yep, look at this. Check this out. Title, slug, and then that into an object of content, data, title, slug, right? And what we're getting is author front matter. So data, author front matter, so whatever's in there. And then content. And if we look in these... Hang on, sorry. So what I was looking at is in here, they have their data attribute. Because I think matter is going to give me back it's going to give me back a content key, which is the thing at the very bottom. And then it's going to give me a data key, which is an object of whatever I've keyed inside of my file. So if we look inside of these files, I've keyed a title and an image. Wait, so get authors. What are they expecting get authors? Tops authors, and then what are we doing with author? Are we mapping over authors? oh, this is how I'm getting something else. So post horizontal, yeah, yeah. So they are using. This is ridiculous. So even if I did want to just leverage this as is, I would have so much reverse engineering to do because I would need to conform all of our sanity data into this matter format, right? Or at least into what the matter expects, right? It expects a content key and a data key, and inside of the data key is whatever was inside of your files at that point. So this is kind of the title, image, and then some of these other things. Oh, this is so frustrating. Like, why not just use straight up JSON if you're expecting me to go get that information from somewhere else anyway? Because now if I go changing this, it's going to fail because the expected return, and then this isn't even wired up correctly. This should be properly interfaced so that we know what type of data is being returned here. We did a bad job, and maybe that's why that theme was so cheap because, I mean, I think that theme was so cheap because this works, but you wouldn't be able to use this for like a long-term experience. I don't think if your plan is to just conform this to a system that you're gonna use, you're gonna do more work upgrading the Next.js to use AppRouter and replacing all of the file system reads with your own system, right? So that it's just, I don't think that's worth it. Personally, I don't think that's worth it. And I don't think I'm gonna deal with it either. So I'm gonna head back to the browser, and I'm actually gonna spend the rest of the stream. I'm gonna just look for a Next.js blog template. I just really don't want to design our own. I think the last one we did was so bad. Like, it was so bad that I don't want to use it. But I think one of the criteria, it needs to be that it's a Next 14 experience, right? So let's do Envato assets. Let's say Envato Next.js template. All right, so it takes us to Envato Elements. I've never been here. What's the difference between Envato Elements? So it is an Envato property. I've never been to this little sub website before. This is new. Anyway, we don't want those. We kind of want a site template. And we want Next.js. Damn, we were so close. I should have done that first. That's good to know for next time. Like, the first thing we really should do is dive through, because you don't get access to the source code until you purchase the theme. So if the theme looks good, you might still hate how it's stitched together. But I think before we go into wiring everything up to our Sanity Studio, we really should pay closer attention to what this looks like. And I might just sell that. No, it's already given away. It's that theme. I gave it away already. Now that I think about it. All right, so I know there's another site. It's also an Envato property. Here it is, Theme Forest. So for 30 bucks, get this site here, and let's see the specifics. We need to know version numbers now. See, I don't know. I just genuinely don't know what it is. Let's take a look at the preview. Is there somewhere you can see the actual... It's so unfair that I can't see the files. And it's so unfair that they're not forced to put the actual, like the specific versions on here. And I've also seen times where they, here, let's just take a look and then maybe we can find out. Like maybe we can find out, right? So maybe I can do Next.js. Yeah, perfect. And it's app directory. Yay. Yay. I want it. I really like it. So it's also a portfolio, which we weren't looking for a portfolio, but it has a blog. So I'm gonna keep this in our back pockets. It's not bad. I love the dark theme. I really like it. So let's see if we can find another one. I think the way to find out these versions, let's see what happens when we go look at our application here, right? So if I type in next, oh, so that's bullshit though. So, oh, I did update it, but we can see it's not using the app directory, right? And we also don't have much in the router. So this can tell us what we need to know. Now, I upgraded us to 14.2.3, but before that, we were 13 something. So that's going to be our entry to figuring out whether we want to support that theme or not. And I also want to specify blog here somehow. I want to let them know that we don't care about anything but blogs. How do I do that? Maybe it spiderwebs out. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, so it's definitely personal. Maybe not personal. Maybe it's creative. Portfolio. I'm not a huge fan of portfolios anymore because the last portfolio page I got, I wasn't like a huge fan of it. Next.js 14 app directory. Oh, this is they're spying on us. Oh, hey, nice. Have a bunch of options. They're so straight. See, and I don't, man, you know what I really want? I want a straight up blog template. Like, these portfolio templates are cool, but that's not really what I'm trying to build here. So here, let's go blogging. Let me just type it in. Yeah, Next.js blog. What? Okay, here we go. All right, Next.js blog. Tushy. That's not bad either. It just looks dated. If maybe it's just me, but it's still, yeah, Next.js 13. Goodbye. Logar. Yeah, because it has to look really good too, right? It can't just be... I think I might just snatch one of those portfolio... yeah, because they actually look better anyway. So maybe I'll use that. They all tend to have... they all tend to have some sort of blog section front. So maybe that'll come into play. That'll come in handy at some point. But it's like they expect someone that's using the site to showcase work, and that's just not what we're doing. Like, we don't care. We just want to show off this blog, right? I mean, I suppose at some point I could start tucking all of my projects into that site, but I don't build projects that I'm even comfortable bragging about. They're so bad. I'm not a designer, so it's really hard to make a creative portfolio for that. But I guess if you focus more on the front end stuff that you did, I mean, I could link to my Twitch channel. I could probably link to, you know, TikTok and Facebook and all those. So I guess that's not a problem. This kind of makes me want to use a different site that I built. It just gave me a really wicked idea. I have another site that I built. It was specifically the Combo Junkie site. What did I call it? Like Sanity Starter, maybe? Nah, because that still has the theater.ts. Oh, this is what I was using for the video series. Yeah, I need to figure that out. Guys, it looks like we're not gonna have what we... I don't hate the layouts. Do they all come with the... Yeah, I think they all come with it, too. Alright, moment. What? Why am I getting these errors? I already don't like that. Sorry, you lost me with the errors, sir. This is more like a news website. Which, like, let's be real, it'll take years to get enough content to populate this, and I don't even know if I'm gonna... Yeah, it's just been... Oh, I've seen this one before. This is actually kind of cool, but it's really, like, targeted. And I wouldn't have the images for it. Like, that needs some really good images. Headless WordPress CMS, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Somebody thought that was like the next thing. So much so that they like created a graphic. Like somebody took their time to create that graphic. That's hilarious. All right. See, this has an error. I don't know how I didn't catch this before. Let me see something. Maybe this is me though. Maybe this is just me. I'm gonna go incognito. It's like I'm scared to trust that because, but yeah, we know this is just the old template that we had. Like if we type in next here, next is not defined. I don't know why next, that should be a global variable. Alright, now I want to go back to this other one because maybe that other one wasn't so bad after all. No, not that. It was this one. No, yeah, it was this one, but now I don't even like it as I'm seeing it. And wait, what didn't I like about Tushy? Was Tushy just too... It kind of looks dated. That's weird that I can't type in the word next there and get the, like I just did that on the other app. That it worked fine here. Also, there's no errors here either, which is... I think this is our winner, guys. Just for the sake of time. I mean, not that I'll use this in the same way they're using it here. I mean, I could. Nothing stopping us from doing this, but I don't think I would use it. Like, I would get rid of the resume tab altogether. This would be a straight up, like, modern dev guy does weird things, right? I'll do some blog stuff. It'll be a video section on here that looks probably like this portfolio section. Yeah, it'll probably be this portfolio section, but with my video content. And then obviously some blog posts because let's say I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting 25 bucks. That's a steal. I'm sold. We're gonna get it. We're gonna delete that other crap, and we're gonna replace it with this and resubmit it. I just feel like that's the way to go. I'm gonna go ahead and PayPal this. I actually don't know if I want to PayPal this. All right, payments complete. We now own the blog. Wait, did I get the right one? Oh no. Is this Corno? What's the name of it? Oh no. Hopefully this is the right blog because it looks like I may have just gotten the wrong one. I'm opening it now. I just want to make sure. No way. Dude, oh my god, that is so annoying. How is that possible? Yo, they just played me so bad. Dude, they just played me so bad. I had already bought that Corno. Yeah, I need to do something about that. That was really messed up. That was clearly not what I was trying to do. I think it was this. It wasn't. Davis. That has to be the most frustrating thing I've ever done. That is crazy. Yeah, it was definitely this one. That's so messed up. Like, we were here, right? And I was in here. And there was a buy. I could have sworn there was a buy button at the top, but maybe I just moved too fast. Yeah, I could have sworn I clicked this. That's buy now. Yeah, this is totally a different one too, guys. Yeah. That's on me. I'll have to eat that. I wonder is there a way to nah, there's definitely not gonna be a way to refund that because once you purchase it, you have the download. Alright, yeah, that definitely signals that I am tired and it is time to sign off for the night, I think. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. So, what we're gonna do is we are going to head over to the IDE. We'll scrap that other code. I still have it on my local machine in case we need it. But I have a feeling that we're gonna be able to completely get rid of this blog. I'm actually gonna start shutting down terminals, all of them. We'll just keep this one and let's just get rid of blog right now, and then we'll make blog, right? We'll make this directory, and then I'm gonna just tuck this. Let's refresh this. It should be empty now, right? So we still have blog, but it's empty. And I'm gonna put the files from this what? Let me, I'm just extracting the Next.js application. Normally it's not pre-packaged, so I'll have to like build it manually. But right now I can at least see the setup steps. And I'm reading these setup steps right now at the folder structure, but there could be sensitive things in here. I don't want you guys to see that. So, hey, all right, that looks good. Okay, cool. So I think we're good to go. I don't think we need to do anything. Is this? And yeah, we won't have to worry about the build folders or anything like that. But this does mean that all of that client configuration work we did is now pointless. So there is that. But we're not gonna stress over it. You know, it's part of the game. We're gonna charge it to the game, as some of my friends would say. So all right, so let's go ahead and move this code in. Alright, so these are the files we need. And then inside of package.json should be all of the dependencies, which that looks about right. So I am just going to do a npm install to get the modules, repeat npm install. Let's head into the blog directory, npm install. This is going to get us all the dependencies from this package. And then it should be really simple now to look at that. Even the that 846 issue for ESLint, this one's using 857, so it's already better. It could be 920. Anyway, so let's just do dev here. I just want to make sure that we got our money's worth. So we'll head back over to the browser and just make sure this looks the way we would expect. Yeah, there, that's fine. A little dummy image here, right? We'll populate that with actual content. I still think we're gonna get rid of this landing page. I mean, for the modern dev guy, this might not be a bad idea to keep. These are some really good things to put on there, but we might just get rid of some of the sections. Our main focus, though, because of what we're on the hook for our class, our main section that we're going to be focused on is this blog, but I can see us dedicating some time to the other section. Kind of makes sense. I wonder what they do for this contact form. They allow us to do some craziness there. But all right, now that this new blog code base is in place, I'm actually going to waste no time adding this to the new and we're adding it to authenticate blog to call Sanity Studio. I'm not gonna keep that branch. I'm actually gonna commit all of these changes first. Not commit, but stage these changes first, which is actually committing them. And then I'm going to I'm gonna actually check out a different branch though. Because that's not what we're actually doing, right? So let's head over to the repository and make a new branch so we can actually call it something better. And we'll call this branch, we'll call this replace blog with modern next app. Yeah, this is just, I feel like this is just going to be way more valuable for the developers that are going to be tuning in. So let me check that out. Actually, I need to fetch it first. All right, and then check out. beans. And then now git commit -m replaces entire happy older blog with newer, younger, fancier blog. Alright. Push beans, and now that should also be available in Vercel when we actually go to update the code. So let's do this. This we do want to see, right? So I don't need to add a message, but we can just go ahead and create the PR. And we do want to follow this build along, right? This is going to be building a new Vercel environment for us. So we want to see how this deploying preview environment, we want to see how that goes. So we're going to expand this, make sure everything's working as expected, make sure all the dependencies are met. You know, the version of Next is good. That is so frustrating that we just repurchased that crappy template that we don't even like. Using image could result in slower LCP and higher bandwidth. Consider using an image component, which we will, right? These are just there because of the dummy syntax that's in place right now. Hopefully those are the only warnings we'll get. But yeah, these are all just probably placeholders, which we'll replace with our own image tags. There's a very special way that Next.js and Sanity requires you to manage those things anyway. And we've authenticated, and there we go. So we're already live. We can go ahead and merge that into the main branch. And then we'll sign off for the night. Where's my repository? Oh, I must have gone here directly from... Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. I'm gonna refresh this. Yep, all checks passed, no conflicts. Let's go ahead and merge it. So this is pushing it into main, and then we'll go ahead and delete the branch. All right, so tomorrow, no, we might stream tomorrow. I am really highly considering doing another stream tomorrow because we didn't get to any of the content modeling tonight. We didn't get to any of the content migration tonight. Like, tonight was just really a bust. And that's what happens when you're learning as you go, right? This isn't me coming in with ages of experience in these frameworks. This is me coming in with, you know, today's level of knowledge on these tools and trying my best, right? So that's kind of where we are. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope you learned as much as I did. This was a lot of fun, as usual. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, my gals and guys. Bye-bye.